Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. For today's episode, we got only five things. Only five things to talk about in this episode. I want to keep this episode kind of short. I'm going to keep it at an hour long. I probably can nail this shit in 50 minutes if I can. So this is not going to be too long of an episode. This is not going to go over an hour. I would hope not. I only have five things on the script here. There's a couple more things I got to add, but there's a couple other things I do want to review and just kind of there's a bunch of other shit that I want to talk about that I have not added for this episode specifically that will be in the next episode or with the next coming episodes. I have a couple new ideas for some podcast episodes to kind of switch it up a bit, so I'm kind of working on those at the moment. I'm going to be recording some YouTube videos shortly after I'm done recording this episode. So I'm going to be putting out content. So don't worry about that. But let's get on for today's episode. Of course, we're going to be talking about football. That's going to be mostly what we're going to talk about. And then two other things, two other headlines really outside of sports, or ones involving sports, but not really involving the game in itself. I'm talking about a lawsuit that has been in conversation for a little while right now. But anyways, let's just get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the NFL because that's where we're going to start. Actually, no. We'll start with the college football national championship, ladies and gentlemen. The national championship. And we could actually look at the schedule here. There's actually some games already that have been where the fuck are the games? Okay, here we go. Nope, same place I just went. Where is the game? There we go. There we go. There we go. Can I just search up the? Okay, so I guess they're fucking national champ. All right, as you can see here, this is the national championship, ladies and gentlemen. The college football playoff national championship officially ended on Monday night, so almost a week ago, with Ohio State getting the dub. They are the national champions. The national champions. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Ohio State. Clap it up for Ohio State. The Buckeyes, they win the national championship. Their first national championship in 10 years. 10 years it took them to get that national championship. They have had so many opportunities within the past 10 years to get multiple national championships, but Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, a bunch of teams, got in the way of Ohio State, being able to get a national championship in their name once again, or being at the top of college football once again. Ryan Day, after that loss against Michigan to basically end the regular season, it was a bad game. It was a brutal showing for Ohio State, but clearly that motivated them to push forward. And my goodness, have they dominated this entire college football playoff, the whole playoffs. I mean, starting that game, that first game that was, I believe, against, let's just go back. I mean, look at this. 13-10, they lost to Michigan on November 30th. They crushed Tennessee. They destroy Oregon, who they lost to earlier in the season. It was a nail biter. And that was because Will Howard didn't know what the fuck to do. And he was taking too much time off the clock and couldn't go out of bounds. And they just ran out of time. And eventually they lost that game by a point. Couldn't get into field goal range. So that was a boneheaded mistake by Will Howard. But they got the revenge against Oregon and they fucking destroyed them. They destroyed them in the Rose Bowl game. Then they beat Texas in the Cotton Classic Bowl, and then again in Atlanta, they go and they take down Notre Dame 34-23, which Notre Dame only lost one game prior, which was that early season game against Northern Illinois, which we still don't know how the fuck they lost that game. But Notre Dame was able to avenge that loss and get all the way to the national championship. And while they fell short to Ohio State, they were getting blown out in the first half. It was domination in the first half. I mean, it was 21-7 at halftime. But then eventually Notre Dame got a little bit closer. They got 2 touchdowns with 2-point conversions within the third and the fourth quarter to make things a little bit interesting. But It was a little too late. They couldn't retaliate, and they turned the ball over too many times. Um, Riley Leonard had two touchdowns, 255 yards. Played fine. He played pretty good. Will Howard, 231 yards, two touchdowns. These two quarterbacks don't impress me, don't wow me. They are impressive quarterbacks, but they are not definitely uh a quarterback that's very special in my opinion, or at least like NFL superstar. They don't scream NFL superstars to me, but they're pretty good quarterbacks for sure. I mean, I can't take that away from them. And I mean, they were able to drive most of the offense here. And I mean, Ohio State, they have the best defense probably in the entire fucking college football. Notre Dame had one of the better offenses, and they had one of the better running backs in Jeremiah Love, and he's going to be back for Notre Dame next season. So it should be a lot to be desired for Notre Dame, but still very much excitement coming into next season. I mean, you lost the national championship, but there's a lot to still take from this season, and they could definitely be back in the same position again next year. Same with Ohio State. Ryan Day was basically on the verge of getting fired after that loss to Michigan. Well, no one is saying that anymore. That chatter went away within 2 months, almost 3 months since that game has passed. No one fucking cares about that. No, Ryan Day. Oh no, he's not getting fired. When did we say that? Everybody was fucking overreacting, including me. I thought that game was so dwelling for Ohio State. I'm just like, I really don't think they're gonna do much in the playoffs. Give them that one win, fucking. I couldn't take them. I honestly doubted Ohio State every single game. I think I picked Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, and Notre Dame to win. I literally didn't pick Ohio State to win a single game, so I look like an absolute bum. I look like an absolute dickhead for not picking Ohio State in any of the playoff games after that Michigan loss. I was just kind of hating, but I just didn't see the vision. I just did not see the vision, even though they were clearly the best team in the whole fucking college football. I mean, after that Oregon game, I was tempted to pick Ohio State over Texas, but I was being biased. I picked Texas to win the national championship earlier on, so I just had to go with it. And then between Notre Dame and Ohio State, I kind of was just picking which one I would prefer a little bit, and fuck it, Notre Dame, I guess, is the team that I ended up choosing. And well, of course, they proved me wrong. But shout out to Ohio State. They proved a lot of people wrong. They proved the doubters wrong, including me, just to, not to, take credit away from them because they absolutely deserve it. Well, this wasn't on the script, but I mean, we can kind of take a look at some of the games from week 1 of next season. So we have Alabama versus Florida State. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a game where it's going to be an absolute shit show. Unfortunately, I do not think Alabama is going to wipe the floor with Florida State, but Florida State ain't winning this fucking game. Who knows what Florida State is going to look like next season? But we know that last season was an absolute disaster, and Alabama disappointed for sure. Very disappointing last year. They couldn't make the college football playoffs, even though the fans, definitely a lot of the fans wanted them to make it over SMU and blah 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 blah. They were disappointing. Let's be real. Those 3 losses were very disappointing, and then they lost that bowl game to Michigan too. Alabama should be better, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Auburn, they go up against Baylor their first game. We got Georgia going up against Marshall. I mean, these games are going to be pretty, these are going to be fucking absolute, blowouts. Like, this is not even going to be close. LSU Clemson is going to be a good one, though. That should be a good week 1 matchup. That should be good. Oh, shit. We have Texas going up against Ohio State. So we got a playoff rematch to start the season. That's pretty fucking bonkers. I like it. Texas, Ohio State should be fucking really good. It should be the best one on here for sure. Definitely going to be an ESPN ABC game for sure. We'll have to wait and see that one. Trying to look. Oregon goes up against Montana State. Is that a Montana State? Yes. Oh, is that the number 1 team that was ranked in the regular season, and the team that was undefeated up until the point they lost a national championship against North Dakota State? It should be an interesting game, but still. Washington versus Colorado State, Penn State versus Nevada, Michigan versus New Mexico. Does anybody care about Colorado at this point anymore? Now that Travis Hunter and Shador Sand, I mean, Prime is still there, so there's still reason to look out to still watch Colorado, and especially that I forgot that quarterback. Wait, FIU is playing Penn State in week 2. Oh God, do they have some of the games already on the schedule? They just have this game. They just have the Penn State game. Okay, what about Miami? I know that we play Notre Dame, right? We play Notre Dame in week 1. So I just gotta find the fucking game. Miami, Notre Dame. Where the fuck is it? Um, Notre Dame, Miami. Is it week 2? Maybe it is week 2. Mm, or is it a week 0? Let me see. Let me look it up, y'all. I saw that they announced it like yesterday. Yeah, 2025 Miami. No, motherfucker, 25. Um, this is the Miami. Yes. Okay, so August 31st. We're gonna be playing against. It's gonna be on Sunday. Oh shit, it's gonna be on a Sunday. August 31st, Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Wow. Miami versus Notre Dame. Well, should be a good game, but again, I don't really have much hope for this year for Miami. Like I mentioned in the last episode, with Carson Beck being our quarterback. So I don't really know what to say to that, but fuck it. I guess we're gonna ball. I guess we ball. Fuck it. I guess we ball. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the nitty gritty here. Let's talk about the NFL playoffs. Let's recap divisional round weekend. And let's talk about the AFC and NFC championship game coming up tomorrow night or tomorrow. So fuck it. We're gonna see the results here. So let's talk about the first divisional game. It was the Chiefs taking down the Texans 23-14. Ladies and gentlemen, are we surprised? Ladies and gentlemen, are we surprised that the Chiefs ended up taking the dub in this one? I don't think so. Can we just move on? I'll talk about it for a little bit though. Chiefs get the win at home after a 7-month break. It felt like without the starters playing some football. Mahomes came back, after 3 weeks. Kelsey, Kareem Hunt, most of the starters, they come back for their first game in literally almost a month, which is insane to say that. No rust. I mean, it started off a little shaky, but again, this team has basically kind of looked shaky at many points throughout the season, but look at their record, and they're in the AFC Championship game, and who the fuck is going to stop them? Buffalo? We'll see. We will see. Mahomes, mid-game, 16 for 25, 177 yards, a touchdown. Nothing mind-blowing. But the run game was pretty solid. 8 carries for Kareem Hunt, 44 yards, a touchdown. But the run game for the most part was consistent. But Kelsey had a big game. 7 receptions, 117 yards, and a touchdown. So, again, Kelsey is there, in the postseason. He's been there since the beginning. He's been there longer than Mahomes. So, of course, their connection, their chemistry in the postseason is still there for sure. Kelsey has not had the greatest of regular seasons, but we know in the postseason we can trust him to perform and level up. The Texans, however, offensively, they struggled because that fucking Kansas City Chiefs defense was on their ass. How many sacks? I think it was like 8 or 7 sacks for the Kansas City Chiefs. So CJ Shaw got sacked 7 or 8 times, I believe. It was pretty rough. Let me just check the box score real quick. Exactly how many sacks it was. Sacks. How many sacks it was? Total sack 8 sacks, ladies and gentlemen. He got sacked 8 times. So it was a brutal game for CJ Stroud getting that O-line. That O-line basically just not protecting CJ whatsoever, and just scrambling around, looking lost. And the offense couldn't get much production there. Joe Mixon, 18 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown, got something going. But the rest was a bunch of field goals. They got a safety at the end of the game, but that was pretty much because Kansas City gave it to them. They just went out of bounds. That was the last play of the game. So that wasn't even something that they earned. So Yeah, offensively, a weak performance for the Houston Texans. Again, so many injuries. They're lucky they even got a playoff win this season. I mean, all those injuries, CJ Stroud having a down year for the most part. They got to pick things up next season. The Texans are still fine. Not this was a down year and a disappointment because last year they exceeded expectations, and I mean he had a phenomenal rookie year, and there was a lot to see for CJ Stroud in his second year, and we didn't really get much of that. But obviously the injuries to Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, even for a certain point in time, even though he was playing for the last 6 or 7 weeks of the season. I mean, he did return in the midway point of the season at some point, but still a lot of disappointing moments for the Texans because of those injuries. So we'll see if the next year, when they're back at full strength, we'll see what they can do and they can contend again. They still have time. They're a very young team. This is going to be a scary team to see. But next year, they should take the next leap. Next year, they should take the next leap. And the Chiefs, they roll on to the AFC Championship game for the. Yep, you counted it right. 7 straight times they have made it to the AFC Championship game. Wow. Can you tell me that again? Yeah, 7 straight times, ladies and gentlemen. 7. Okay, well, let's talk about this one here. Let's talk about this game real quick. We got the Washington Commanders beating up on the Detroit Lions, 45-31. Ladies and gentlemen, 45-31 sounds insane. Did y'all see that second quarter of this game? That was unfucking believable. I've never seen anything like it. Um, let's talk about the Washington Commanders real quick. We have to go up against them tomorrow again. But how the fuck did they get here? How the fuck did they get here? Is impressive already in itself. Jaden Daniels, what do I gotta say about Jaden Daniels? Is not only the easiest pick for offensive rookie of the year. That conversation has been done a little while now, but comes into the playoffs obviously as a rookie. Not a lot of people expecting him to do much. Fair enough. He's a rookie, not really gonna get much done in the postseason in his rookie year. Maybe get a playoff win. I was one of those people that picked the Commanders to beat the Buccaneers. So I did trust him for his first playoff start to get a win. But this is a new territory. You're going up against the number 1 seed in the NFC, the Detroit Lions, who supposedly had one of the best defenses, even with a bunch of injuries on the defense, a high scoring offense, and a team that barely loses at home. It sounded like this was going to be a hard time, a hard game, and this is going to be where the Commander season was going to finalize. At this point, it just looked like it was a dead end for the Commanders. And boy, oh boy, couldn't I not tell you that just did not happen. 22 for 31, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jaden Daniels in his second career postseason game. With Brian Robinson on top of that, getting 2 touchdowns, 15 carries, 77 yards. I mean, again, 28 points they put up in the second quarter. Jaden Daniels didn't commit any turnovers. The Commanders themselves didn't commit any turnovers. But the Lions, they committed 3, 4, 5 turnovers. I think it was 4 turnovers. It was a fumble by Montgomery, I believe. And then 3 interceptions for Jared Goff. Or there was 4, but I think they didn't count that one because it was at the end of the game and it didn't really fucking matter. Imagine all those turnovers for Detroit, 5 turnovers in total. And then the Commanders, the team that just got here, the team that is still very new to winning. They're new to winning. Most of this fucking team don't even know what it feels like to even be here at this point. The Lions, at least, they had a season prior to make it to the NFC Championship game, to have some winning moments in the playoffs, so that next season they could absolutely march their way back to it and potentially make the Super Bowl and win it. That was what it was supposed to be. for the Detroit Lions. But man, there is never a guarantee. There is never a guarantee that a team can have that same success and then translate it next season. That's why the Kansas City Chiefs, I'll get back. You know what? I'll talk about them when I talk about the Bills Chiefs games. But back to the Commanders still. Honestly, very impressive stuff. You cannot tell me that you're not impressed by a rookie quarterback that isn't playing like a rookie. And he's stepping out in big moments. He just has that it factor already. He's calm, he's composed. Nothing feels like it's fearing him. He feels like he is commanding this team. I mean, couldn't be more of a commander. Couldn't be the most fitting team name for Jaden Daniels to be playing for. He doesn't represent a Lion. He represents being a commander. And honestly, that's what he's doing super, super well. My fucking goodness, man, he's been phenomenal all season long. I was so, I regret not picking him for my offensive rookie of the year early preseason because I was going to, but I believed in the hype for Caleb Williams a little too much, and I decided to pick Caleb Williams for rookie of the year. But I kind of really wanted to go for Jaden Daniels more than I wanted for Caleb to go for it. But we know our answer now. We know that Caleb is not getting no damn rookie of the year this season, or in general, because that's it. But I mean, 45 points, man. 45 fucking points on the road against the number one team in the NFC. My goodness, man. Like, shit. I'm kind of, like, I'm not going to lie. I'm confident that the Eagles. I'll get to it. Lions, man, y'all blew this opportunity. You blew this opportunity. You're at home. You're the number one team. Didn't matter. Those turnovers cost you, man. Just Jared Goff now, I don't know. He has his moments. He's a pretty good quarterback for the most part. But games like this, that game against the what was it, against the Texans? 5 interceptions. Somehow still won the game. And they got a good factor off of that. But guess what? This is the playoffs. You think committing 5 turnovers and winning a fucking playoff game is going to come in and benefit y'all? Oh, hell nah. I mean, and the fact that they put up 45 on your fucking dome is insane, too. I mean, 45 points. I know the defense has a lot of injuries, but they have been able to contain some high-scoring offenses to late 20, 30-ish points. 45 is insane. For a rookie quarterback that at this point, I don't even want to call him a rookie because that just sounds like a fucking insult to Jaden Daniels. At this point, he's a fucking veteran quarterback. That's how he's playing. He's not playing like no damn rookie. So, honestly, nothing but respect for Jaden Daniels. It sucks that we're in the same division and that I have to root against the Commanders. That's what I have to do tomorrow. But I could embrace it. I could honestly, I could give you your love, the shout out, the praise and everything because I absolutely deserve it. And I mean, it's nothing. It's just always great to see stories like this. I mean, it's phenomenal to see this. I know it's the Commanders and I'm not supposed to give them this much praise as an Eagles fan, but I have to. I had him on my fantasy team as well. He helped me get some wins. I know my fantasy football season was an absolute disaster this year, but hey, he was a bright spot. Gotta give him a shout out to Jaden Daniels. It doesn't matter. It don't fucking matter. Shout out to Jaden Daniels. The Lions are not really worth much talking about in this game because all those fucking turnovers, no shit, you lost the game. You had this game in your hands without those turnovers. Who knows? So, yeah, it's unfortunate for the Lions, but next season they're going to have to try to replicate the same success, but they got to do something better in the playoffs because, bro, the Packers, Vikings, and Lions, all in the NFC North, they all made the playoffs, and none of them got a win. Vikings lost to the fucking, to the Rams. Packers lost to the Eagles, and then, of course, now the Lions falling to the Commanders. So, the NFC North, they just flunked in the postseason when they were supposed to succeed and fly high. But Yeah, it's embarrassing for the Lions here. This is a pretty bad, brutal loss. I mean, this is a gut wrenching loss for them, and for the fans, man. Fuck me, man. The fans are just kind of feeling like, wow, this was the year we were gonna win the Super Bowl. I mean, last year you guys had those thoughts too, but it was the start of something, so they weren't too bummed out for losing against the Niners, even though they had that game because they blew a 21-point lead or something like that. So still, they felt like they still had that game in the bag. But this one is just embarrassing. This was embarrassing for the Lions. I can't even lie to y'all. This was bad. But they should be able to bounce back next year. We'll see if that happens. But you got the Commanders next year that also might be very fucking good because I don't think this is only the beginning for the Commanders. And they're already doing this. Oh Lord, watch out. As an Eagles fan, I'm low key kind of fucking scared for the Commanders because now I see them as a big threat. And I thought that division was kind of just ours for the taking because the Giants and the Cowboys, well, they're dog shit. So there was nothing worth taking out of that division. But well, now the Commanders are a serious threat. So I gotta see for what it is. Anyways, let's go to this game. Not gonna talk much about this game. I didn't really see much of the first half, but I did see the second half. But the Eagles, they got the win, 22-20, 28-22, excuse me. Saquon Barkley dominated. What am I supposed to say? Like, Saquon fucking killed these boys yet again. He did it in LA. This time he did it in Philly at home in the snow. And well, 26 carries, 205 yards, and 2 touchdowns don't sound good to you? Well, it sure does sound good now. Saquon drilled these motherfuckers, 205 yards. Let me repeat that. 26 carries. Let me repeat that. And 2 touchdowns. Let me repeat that. Yeah, Jalen Hurts didn't really do much. 15 for 20, 128 yards. But look, when you have fucking Saquon, look, let me talk about Jalen Hurts real quick. He hasn't done much in the playoffs. He hasn't. But all season long, he hasn't been putting up these crazy passing yards or passing touchdown numbers. You know, he's really not pulling passes from 40, 50. You know, he's not really driving, for the most part, this Eagles offense with his hands all the time. He doesn't have to. He has Saquon Barkley, who's obviously the most valuable player on this team right now, over Jalen Hurts. And it feels very shocking because, of course, Jalen Hurts being the quarterback, he's the leader of the team. You know, he's the captain of the team. He feels like, well, he has to outdo. He has to outperform. He has to play better than what he's supposed to be doing. But guess what? He's been able to do that and get to this point. But now he has 2 games left, hopefully. And those 2 games are the most important 2 games of his career. So Saquon can fucking put up 250 yards, 3 tutties, 28 carries. But is that going to be enough to beat the Commanders tomorrow night? Or is it going to be bigger? We're going to need more to beat that. We're going to need more to beat the Bills or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So it all depends on Jalen Hurts for his own performance. Last time he was in the Super Bowl, he had an amazing performance. He played out of his fucking mind. He played better than Mahomes in the Super Bowl. There was a couple, obviously, penalties that cost us and shit, you know. But either or, that was a bloodbath. That was an absolute fucking hell of a good game that they played last time they even made it to the Super Bowl. But clearly, it just feels like Saquon is just running through everybody. And, well, I mean, he's the guy. He's the guy. And, of course, Saquon, keep fucking doing your thing. Because as long as this team is winning and Saquon is doing his fucking thing, oh, please. I do not give a shit. But I do want Jalen Hurts to put up some decent stats. I don't want no 15 for 20. I don't want no 128 yards for the quarterback that's about to play in the NFC Championship game. I need something more than that. I'm not saying 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'm saying 200, 210 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns, something like that. What the fuck is 15 for 20, 128 yards, 131 yards? I think it was that game against the Packers. We're gonna need more production from Jalen Hurts if we do want to make it to the Super Bowl. If we do want to win the Super Bowl. We cannot just abuse the shit out of Saquon Barkley, even though he's been phenomenal, even though he's carried this offense for the most part. A.J. Brown hasn't really done much production. Devontae Smith hasn't done much production. Dallas Goedert has been there, all right. And obviously, also, of course, I have to give a shout out to the defense because, of course, it's been the run game and it's been the defense that has been driving this Eagles team the whole season long. But the next two games, and I'm saying the next two because I'm hoping we win tomorrow. We gotta figure out how we can get Jalen Hurts a little bit more involved and just be more involved in the game and try to be a difference maker too. Because just feel like Jalen Hurts is just kind of taking the just kind of taking the long road. Not really. He's just making it a little bit difficult. He's not playing much, and I know he's suffering to an injury, so he's not playing 100% at his best. But I don't expect this man to again throw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. I'm just telling this man to put up at least 200 yards, a touchdown or two, get something going, and then have the defense take care of the rest. And of course, Saquon Barkley, let Saquon Barkley do his fucking thing. But 128 yards for the quarterback in the Super Bowl? No, we can't do that. You can't do that, dog. I can't accept that. So that's that. The Rams, they were out defended. Is that even a fucking word? I just made it up, I guess. Out defended. And well, yeah, it was too much. They were in the snow. It was sloppy. They got a couple touchdowns late in. They got a touchdown in that fourth quarter, and they were putting up a potential game-tying drive in the fourth quarter, but they fell short. Couple penalties, but the Eagles prevail. They win in the snow. Now they're in the NFC Championship game. Now let's talk about this one. The Buffalo Bills beating the Baltimore Ravens 27-25. Yet again, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens fall short in the playoffs. Man, oh man. Let's talk about the Ravens and then talk about the Bills. Ravens once again, man. I mean, someone had to lose this game. It sucks that Lamar is potentially going to win his third MVP and yet again fall short in the playoffs. Not even make it to the AFC title game this time around. Sucks. Lamar still has a lot of time to get that fucking Super Bowl at some point, but my goodness, man, it just feels like it just gets you lose more hope as every season goes by. So last season, I had hope that they were going to be still good enough to make it this time around. Next season, I have a lot less hope now that they're going to actually pull through and win the Super Bowl. You just lose a little bit of hope each time they fall short. So we'll see how the Ravens can bounce back. And of course, I have to talk about Mark Andrews because wow, is everybody flaming him for that fumble in that fourth quarter, and then obviously that drop that would have potentially tied the game. That would have tied the game and would have potentially sent it to overtime, or at least the Bills would have had to go to field goal range to get the field goal for the game winner. But I mean, at least would have at least tied the game. But that did not happen. So it's unfortunate that the Ravens fell short due to some penalties, due to some turnovers. Of course, Mark Andrews dropping that ball for the 2-point conversion, that fumble, but then also Lamar Jackson throwing that one interception that was, oh my goodness, was that fucking terrible. And Lamar Jackson doesn't make those kinds of dumb mistakes very often. But as soon as I saw Lamar make that mistake, I was like, this might be fucking over. To kind of overreact, yes. But after I saw that, I'm like, oh, if the Bills don't turn the ball over, well, you're fucked. And guess what? They did not turn the ball over after that interception that they got from Lamar. And they played great. They played great football. Offensively, they were fine. Nothing insane. I mean, shit. I was talking shit about Jalen Hurts' quarterback stats. His stats. Josh Allen didn't play great passing-wise. 16 for 22, 127 yards. Didn't do much offensively. But the defense did much. 17 carries, 67 yards. They got a couple of those touchdowns from... Josh Allen was getting some touchdowns on his own feet. I mean, 2 quarters in two touchdowns in the second quarter. Then they got a couple field goals they got a field goal from Justin Tucker, and then they got a couple field goals from not from Justin Tucker, excuse me, a couple field goals from Tyler Bass, and then they got a touchdown early in the game that touchdown to Ray Davis. That was a 1 yard touchdown. But yeah, just simply a lot of too many mistakes for Baltimore. The fumble, the interception, and even though it wasn't many interceptions, it just a turnover, one interception, one fumble could change the whole dynamic of the whole game. And especially a team that didn't turn the ball over at all. It's hard to beat this Bills team, and they have not lost a game at all this season. They were undefeated at home this year. They're undefeated at home. They're going to Kansas City this week for tomorrow night's game. So they will remain undefeated. They were undefeated at home in Buffalo this entire season, and I mean they finished off the season strong. They just have to take care of business next tomorrow. I keep saying next week, thinking that this game was already, I'm reviewing the game exactly when it ended, but shit, the game is fucking tomorrow, literally at the time of recording, because it's Saturday evening. But shout out to the Bills, man. Shout out to the Bills, 27-25 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. Now, let's talk about, ladies and gentlemen, the NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game to finalize, to get to the last two teams remaining for Super Bowl 59. Super Bowl 59, I believe, right? Super Bowl 59. Jesus Christ. We got the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, you guys know I'm going for the Eagles, blah, blah. Fly, Eagles, fly. But to talk about this game, like I already mentioned in that Eagles recap, we need more production from Jalen Hurts. We need Saquon to do his thing. And we need the defense to play phenomenal. We can get those three things. We should shut down the Commanders for the most part. Jaden Daniels, however, is a threat. Of course, he's an absolute threat. So, offensively, I don't know how well we're going to match up. I honestly really don't know what to expect from the Commanders. I don't know if they're going to be able to put up fucking 30 points, 40 fucking points like they did last week against the Lions to our defense. They were capable enough to do that last time they played them, but that was because we did have some starters hurt or out in that game for sure. Jalen Hurts wasn't playing, in that game. Kenny Pickett was actually playing in that game, so we did have some starters out. Saquon still had a decent game, but for the most part, didn't have a crazy game. Our offense was fine, considering that we had Kenny Pickett for the whole game, and then eventually, we lost by that that game-winning drive at the end with like 5 or 6 seconds left. Eventually, the Commanders got the win from there, but still, it was a battle. We beat them on Thursday Night Football when we had all our starters, and with Saquon went berserk as well in that game. And Jalen Hurts actually had pretty decent stats in that game as well. That was also the rib injury. I think that's when Jaden Daniels suffered that rib injury. And then eventually he kind of got back to normal and then eventually just became an absolute Super Saiyan and continued and is continuing to still play like a fucking Super Saiyan. However, I believe that we will win this game. Look, Commanders fans, enjoy it. Embrace it, because my goodness, you guys had a phenomenal season. Just to put this in perspective, I also saw this headline today, and this is kind of off script. Dan Snyder. Let's talk about Dan Snyder just for a quick moment. This man is a 60-year-old former businessman. He was the former owner of the Washington Commanders, or when he was the owner for the Redskins, for the Washington football team, the fucking Commanders, as they are now. Has a net worth of $4.5 billions of dollars. It was reported today that one of his colleagues sourced and told ESPN that he absolutely fucking despises the Commanders' success that they're having the first season that he is not the owner of the Commanders. He absolutely hates seeing this Commanders team play great football, being amazing, doing what he couldn't fucking do when he was the owner of the Commanders. And this piece of shit hates it, and the fans love it. The fact that Commanders fans are now feeling joy, feeling prideful, feeling like they can go to a Commanders game and they see a future with Jaden Daniels. They see a future with this team. They see like they're not just wasting their money to see this bitch ass poverty team fuck around, have another disappointing year, or just sucking all the way through. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Jaden Daniels was the second pick in the draft. What does that mean? The Commanders were ass last season. They were ass. What was their record last year? They were 4-13, ladies and gentlemen. They ended the season with an 8-game losing streak. They won 1 game at home. 4-13. They were 4-13. Who the fuck was even their? I forgot who was even their quarterback this season. That season last year. Who was their quarterback? Why do I still think Taylor Heineke's still the quarterback last year? Who was on that fucking roster? Who the fuck was the quarterback? Who the fuck was the quarterback in 2023? Who the fuck was the quarterback in 2023? Sam Howell. Oh, I forgot. 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. That man was the quarterback last season. But hey, you still got, McLaurin, Robinson Jr. I mean, Dotson went to Philly, and then Curtis Samuel went to Buffalo. But still, you still got you still got Brian Thomas, you still got McLaurin, you still got a bunch of these players on the defense that's been great. But then you draft Jaden Daniels, 2nd overall this season. Bye-bye to this piece of shit. And look at the amount of and they're here. And they're here in the NFC Championship game. It's amazing. It's like when you break up with your girl, you're just thinking, fuck. Well, this was great and all, but we're gonna have to break up. Things aren't going right. Things aren't going the way it is. And for the most part, it's a little bit of the opposite. Usually the girls, they cry about it. They're depressed about it. They're going through all the feelings and emotions at the beginning, but then slowly they build off of it, and they're fucking thriving a couple months later. Let's just say that. A couple months later, they're absolutely fucking thriving. For men, it could be the same, but usually it's the opposite. Usually it's in the beginning where we're like, we don't need her. Fuck it. It's okay. You know what? I can embrace being single again. And then you see your friends having the best time of your life with their girlfriends, and they're booed up. And you see that they're happy being together. And then you see other people being together. And then you're just kind of in this loophole of like, well, I had that. Keyword had. I don't have it anymore. And I low-key would want to have it again. And then you start to miss her. And then you start to being like, what the fuck happened? Why did I do this? I regret breaking up. I'm a piece of shit, am I? And then just the whole cycle, jealousy, and then envy, and then all of that starts to pile up. That's Dan Snyder. He is absolutely jealous and absolutely in pain that his former team that he owned for so long, and way too long, as if it was, thrive after 1 year since he left. It's awesome to see. And Dan Snyder, I mean, clearly he was the most despicable, the most unfuckwittable owner in all the sports. I mean, everybody hates this man. I don't even want to get into the shit that why people don't like him, because this is not a Dan Snyder thing. I don't like this man. I don't like people who are named Dan Snyder. I think people that are named Dan Snyder are just a curse to the world. I don't know. Whether they have money and fame, they're just unnecessary on planet Earth for a lot of different reasons. So there is my dispute on Dan Snyder and my thoughts on him because he couldn't be more of a piece of shit of a human being. But anyways, you got that asshole out of the building, and look at this. They're here in the NFC Championship game. So all of that, the Commanders, they have to just think about that. The Commanders fans are they're on cloud nine. They're sky high right now. But are they going to be higher than the Eagles after tomorrow's game? I'm expecting a good game. I really want a good game. I don't want this to be a blowout. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. Fuck it. We'll see what we're going to get from here. Go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Commanders, you had a great season. But it has to end. It has to end tomorrow, man. I can see you guys in the Super Bowl in the future, but just not this season, please. Let me have this. You relax. The next couple years, the Commanders should have it. And I know that it's never a given that they're going to be back in this position again. And they want to they want to fucking have their opportunity again next season. But, you never know. You never know if you're going to get this opportunity again. So I know that they want to take this win. But fuck it. Let the Eagles have their moment. I want them to get that fucking Super Bowl title. I want them to get their second in their franchise and their first since 2017. I know it hasn't been too long since we won that Super Bowl, but still, we got a new roster, a new team, new players, a squad that is worthy of making it there. But we have to prove ourselves. Let's go, Eagles. Oh, man, I'm excited for tomorrow's game. Now let's talk about this game. The AFC Championship game, ladies and gentlemen. The Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. This is game 7, ladies and gentlemen. This is game 7, I believe. This is 3-0 versus 3-0. Josh Allen is 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. But Patrick Mahomes is 3-0 against Josh Allen in the playoffs. So we meet again in the AFC Championship game. This was the rematch of the 2020 championship game, I believe, right? 2020 or 2021? That one of those 2 seasons. That season, again, ended with the Chiefs and Bills winning the AFC title. Well, of course, it ended with the Chiefs winning that game. But still, here we are again. CBS, oh man, this is we're going to see a lot of glazing from Tony Romo in this game with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. But this is going to be an absolute fucking battle. I cannot wait for this game tomorrow after that Eagles win, hopefully, knock on wood. And well, yeah, I mean, I picked the Chiefs to win last time I predicted the matchup, but I don't like the Bills, man. I'm be honest. Look, I'm a Dolphins fan as well. Slightly, I'm losing my touch as a Dolphins fan still. Whatever. So at this point now, it doesn't really piss me off that the Bills are here at this point. And to be honest, I kind of want to root for the Bills here. But I just find it so hard for this Chiefs team to be stopped. I'm sorry. And kind of like how I predicted the Bills were going to beat the Ravens, even though I wanted the Ravens to beat the Bills, Lamar couldn't prove to me that he was able to beat Josh Allen in the playoffs. So I was right. And well, Josh Allen still has yet to prove to me that he has to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. So by default, I want the Bills to win this game, but I'm picking the Chiefs. And look, I'm not picking the Chiefs because, whatever. I like this Chiefs team. There's nothing wrong with this Chiefs team. This is a very likable Chiefs team. But everybody hates them. Why? Because they win too much. Because they win everything. They're becoming the most despised team or football team in ever. Like, ever. I mean, it's getting to the point where now fucking New England Patriots, fans are now like, Fuck, what was worse, the Patriots or the Chiefs? And for me, I still believe that the Patriots were still the most hated team in all of football for sure, and I still believe that they are. But the Chiefs are kind of getting in that territory for a lot of people that they just absolutely despise the Kansas City Chiefs. I am not there because, first of all, when the Patriots were amazing and they had that dynasty, I was a Dolphins fan and still am a Dolphins fan, but still, it was at a different level at that point, higher than it ever was at that point. And yes, we would beat the Patriots sometimes in the regular season, but then guess what? They would win the fucking Super Bowl. What the hell would that do to me? Crush me, destroy me. I would hate to watch football and see the bitch ass Patriots win another fucking Super Bowl. That would piss me off as an 11, 12, 13-year-old kid watching fucking football. That would piss me off. Or not 11. I wasn't watching. That was when I was like 13, 14. How about that? 15. When they lost that Super Bowl against the Eagles, I was ecstatic. Oh, you have no idea how ecstatic I was to see Tom Brady lose that Super Bowl. As an Eagles fan, that was the greatest day of my life. That may have been the greatest moment I've ever watched on a foot. I mean, that game was amazing. Tom Brady played phenomenal in that Super Bowl, but just seeing the Patriots lose to the team that I lived in Philly when I saw that Super Bowl. I got to experience. Unfortunately, I had to go to school the next day, but I went to school the next day and I told my friends, or everybody was talking about it. We won the fucking Super Bowl. We won the fucking Super Bowl. Everybody, that Monday morning after the Super Bowl, everybody was talking about the Eagles win the Super Bowl. And then Thursday was the parade. I saw it on television. It was phenomenal. It was great. I was celebrating. I was joyful that whole week. I was so fucking happy that whole week, man. I got to actually experience the city with pride. Bro, there was fireworks. There was people fucking getting on bus stops, and they were like getting on poles, and there was people eating shit. There was people doing way too much. There's always people that fucking like to cross the line. There's always people that are weird as fuck and they like to cross the line. But still, there were people celebrating. It was so much fun to kind of experience that when they were able to win that Super Bowl. This time around, if the Eagles win, I won't be in Philly to experience it, but it would be nice to see it again, for sure. But man, that was great. That was something that really made my football, I guess, experience better. Cause I mean, after the Eagles won that Super Bowl, that just made me continue watch football, even though I had to endure the Patriots win another Super Bowl. And then Tom Brady win another one with the Buccaneers. Still, fuck it. That moment can never be replaced. Whatever. It is what it is. I could say that my team beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Can you say that? Giants fans can say that, unfortunately. Fuck. Giants fans can say that twice, actually. But whatever. Fuck it. Fuck you. I don't care. I don't care about the fucking Giants. I'm talking about my team, not yours. Is your team in the fucking NFC Championship this year? Exactly. Shut the hell up. Be a good team again. That's what y'all hoping for. But anywho, not talking back to Giants fans at this point now. Gonna be a bloodbath this game. Gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be fireworks. But again, I need to see the Bills to thrive. This is their moment to capture the villains, the most hated team in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that gets all the calls, where Mahomes flops, where Taylor Swift is in everyone's fucking sight. And now Caitlin Clark joined in the party last week because she was with Taylor Swift, in the suite. Hey, I would love to see the Bills win this game. I'm picking the Bills spiritually, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs because, well, I got to see it first. Okay? The Ravens, I picked them to win. Or no, I wanted them to win, but I picked the Bills to win. Guess what happened? Exactly that. I'm picking the Chiefs to win, but I do want the Bills to make it. I would love to see an Eagles versus Bills Super Bowl. But if we get Super Bowl 57 rematch, fuck it. It is what it is. But this time I would not want to see the Eagles lose another Super Bowl to the same fucking team again. Because that would piss me off. Oh, no, that would piss me off. If we lose to the Bills in the Super Bowl, though, it would piss me off a lot less than the Chiefs beating us again. Because shit, at least the Bills are, a new team and didn't beat us 2 times in 3 years. So when you do the math, it would be better to afford a Bills loss in the Super Bowl than another Chiefs loss in the Super Bowl. Fuck no, I do not want to deal with that shit again. Even though I wasn't mad, I wasn't too frustrated when the Chiefs won against the Eagles. Of course, I was bummed out, but I wasn't like crashing out. I wasn't crashing out, but still, I was definitely like, fuck, man. We were so close to being this bitch ass team. But whatever. Shout out to Mahomes. He's great. I can't hate. I cannot hate it whatsoever. So yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs to win, but for my heart, I'm picking the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna have to pick the Buffalo Bills in this game. All right. Fuck this lawsuit thing. You know what, man? Where are we at right now? 55 minutes already. Damn, man. Shit. I can never. Okay, so there was this lawsuit that Fox Sports, right? This is not even funny, but yeah. NBC News, yes. So Skip Bayless offered former Fox Sports hairstylist $1.5 million for sex. Lawsuit alleges. Yes. You heard that right. Longtime television sports firebrand Skip Bayless is accused of making repeated unwanted sexual advances and offering $1.5 million to have sex with the former Fox Sports hairstylist, according to a lawsuit filed by a woman. This lawsuit, filed Friday in Los Angeles, accuses Skip Bayless, then a Fox Sports host, for trying to pressure plaintiff's Noshin Fajari into a sexual relationship, allegedly offering her 1.5 mil for sex after she told him of a cancer scare in 2021. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. I know. The lawsuit also names popular host Joy Taylor, accusing her of plaintiff to get over it when Fox Sports 1 executive Charlie Dixon allegedly groped her at a party. Taylor and Dixon did not immediately respond to requests for comment Monday. Okay, so what kind of freaky shit is going on in this motherfucking sports industry? Yes, so it looks like Joy Taylor is getting sexual advances with Charlie Dixon after allegedly he groped her at a party. And then we got Skip Bayless offering $1.5 million for sex. What the fuck? Exactly. Soon after requesting weekly haircuts, Bayless began entertaining unwanted touching in the form of lingering hugs in which he could put his body against Fajari's and then pressed against her breasts, according to the suit, that turned into kisses on the cheeks and inappropriate comments, including calling Fajari voluptuous, the lawsuit alleges. I never liked this fucking asshole because he's the biggest LeBron hater in the world. Fuck this dude. That's insane. Offering 1.5 mil for some coochie is crazy. But don't worry, bro. You have a wife. You have children. You're old as fuck. Why are you doing this, man? Never understand it. Old men just getting tired of their wife. They're not getting the same amount of love, so they want to feel love. They want to feel like this is something out of jealousy. I feel like there's so many people behind that work for Fox Sports that obviously are like young athletes and are like, former football players and, and also primarily black, workers. And of course there's a bunch of athletes, you know what I mean? So I feel like he has like this jealousy or this intimidation of, well, he's working with a bunch of former football players like, Shannon Sharp, who was working with Fox Sports and now works for ESPN. And now he's with who? Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson. Who the fuck is he working with now on Fox Sports? I don't even know because I don't even watch his bitch ass show. But looks like this motherfucker wanted to join in the party because he's old and has a wrinkly cock and wanted to get his pee-pee wet. And he decided to just take a shot at one of the former, hairstylists. And then, of course, yeah, this comes out. And then Joy Taylor joining in the party, I guess, with her having sexual relationships with Charlie Dixon. By the way, let me show you how this man looks. The no, not the fucking football. Who the fuck is that? No, Fox Sports. This dude, this motherfucker could be potentially getting some dome from this woman over here. Why can I not? There we go. And I know eye candy, right? Very much eye candy. I could tell. You can tell too. You can tell. And honestly, I hate to be the one to judge, but unfortunately, a lot of people felt like, well, no surprise. People aren't even budged or moved by this fucking lawsuit when it comes to her actions because people are just like, well, yeah, it makes sense. She's definitely getting tossed around, backstage and whatever. She sucked her way up to to becoming the host of one of the shows on Fox Sports. So yeah, people, of course, she's being alleged that she, sucked her way up to the top. That she had to have inappropriate relationships with the owner, with Charlie Dixon, and who knows, with other men maybe, or with other workers in there as well. And it was supposedly that she was also married. She was married, and she was engaged with some other to a former basketball player, huh? To a former NBA what the fuck? Just say basketball player, just former NBA star. Like, what the NBA-er? Come on, dog. We getting fucking, getting lazy here. And also, like, I also seen people like, well, no fucking shit, people are reckless and mean as fuck. But people are also suggesting that, it makes sense, not only because of her body, but like, she fucking sucks at her job. So the only way that she was able to get that position was because she had to do some sucky behind the scenes. And look, I don't know if she's good or not at her job. I don't watch her. I don't know. She's just eye candy, so I get it. I'm scrolling through all these fucking pictures, so you know exactly who I'm talking about, so you get a good feel of it. Fuck you, Dan Snyder. But damn, man, what the fuck is going on Fox Sports? Freaky ass network, dog. Shit. Anywho, we're gonna get a little bit freakier here. Man, I don't even know what's the headline for this. Man dies after beating. Hold on. Man dies after getting caught. Pantsless. The fuck? There we go. I found the headline. All right. There we go. It was a little difficult for me to kind of put it in words I wanted to put it, but fuck it, we got here. Okay, so this is going to be a headline that we're going to end the episode with. Unfortunately, this is a mix of comedy and a mix of some really bad shit. Unfortunately. So, as you can see the headline, man fatally shoots himself after being caught naked from the waist down at an Arizona coffee shop. So, Nautica Malone, this man right here, died by Uaide a day after he was filmed half naked in his car at Bikinis Beans Coffee in Tempe, Arizona. I saw this on Twitter randomly, because Twitter likes to give me the most random shit in the world. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? Huh? But again, it's Twitter. People I don't take Twitter seriously. I don't. And even with a headline like this, I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? Oh my god, what the hell? He committed uaid. What the fuck? This is not funny. What the this is ridiculous. This is sad. This is tragic. What the fuck is going on? We're gonna read a little bit more of this. So I don't know if I could show the video, but whatever. In a shocking incident, a hopeless man shot himself in the head. Oh man! After he was caught naked from his waist down in his car as he approached a coffee shop in Arizona, according to the police, the countdown to the man, identified as Nautica's Malone's death, began last Wednesday as he arrived half naked in the drive-through line at Bikini's Beans Coffee, as told as cops from to TMZ. So yeah, let me just kind of show you pictures of the incident. Um, Let me just hold on. Just or should I just go to another tab? I'll just go to another tab here. Man, yeah, this one. So yeah, this is him. This is the man that was caught without any pants in a drive-through at a coffee shop. Now, for context, Bikini's Beans is a coffee shop that is in Arizona, where it's supposedly women that are in fucking lingerie, essentially, pretty much, in a bikini, serving you coffee. So it is a bunch of women here. Can I put up the Facebook, the Instagram? Where's the Instagram? The Instagram should be here. Insta. Let me just show you some Instagram photos, so I don't have to show you weird shit. All right. We're gonna see some goods, ladies and gentlemen. So prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what the fuck the hype is about. Okay. So as you can see, oh yeah, they turned off the comments on the page for no surprise here. So yes, as you can see, these are women that work for Bikini Beans Coffee Place. It is, of course, a place where they serve you coffee and other shit, I'm guessing, or whatever. In lingerie, in bikinis. Yes, genius. But also, what the fuck does this have? Why does this exist? And holy shit, how many fucking I've scrolled through like 15 and we're only a day away. This is only from the last 2 days? God damn. As you can see, a lot of pretty girls here, a lot of attractive women here serving you. Jesus Christ. A lot of attractive a lot of attractive women here. So let me give you my perspective here real quick. I'm on both sides of the picture here with this man here. We're going to alternate. I'm going to alternate this photo of him and, just keep scrolling through more photos of the page. So this man here obviously was caught in the drive-through, pulling up to the drive-through, with his pants down, being caught naked, presumably was getting ready to shred his shit into pieces. I'm not going to say beat the meat, but basically that's what I meant. Yes, you shouldn't be doing that. That's public indecency. Why the fuck is your dick out? I don't care that you're in your car, you have your windows down, you're pulling up to a drive-through, and you see a woman approaching you, and you got your fucking pants down your waist, below your waist, excuse me, on your fucking ankles, and your dick is hard or soft or whatever the fuck. Your dick is out, exposed. What the fuck are you doing? Weird as fuck. Weird behavior. What the fuck, dude? Holy shit. However, in the contrary, why the fuck does this business still exist? Why? Look, ladies and gentlemen, we see this, right? Us men. Oh my god. Whoa. Women in bikinis serving me a coffee on a fucking Tuesday morning before I go to work? Oh! Sounds like that's the best time. The best The best time for my that's how I'm gonna get my day started. I'm gonna be getting my coffee served by a 22-year-old Latina with some fucking Yetis. Oh, it sounds like a dream, right? Shit, it could be. It is. I mean, look at these. These are attractive women here serving you coffee. So, as a man, you're not thinking with your brain. You're thinking with your penis. And this man certainly was. Certainly was thinking with his penis to the point where he was basically, shredding his shit and was ready to get something going here. It's unfortunate what happened. Obviously, I'll talk about the aftermath of it, the serious stuff. I'll get the unserious shit first, and then I'll get to the serious part, which basically we already even talked about it. But I just don't understand why businesses like this still exist. I just don't like, bro. It's 2025, man. Like, I understand that. Fuck it, you gotta make money somehow, and shit. What guy would not want to go to a coffee shop when there's women basically exposing majority of their body is serving you? Like, of course, as a man, you won't think twice about it. But businesses like this shouldn't be a thing, bro. Like, we're already in a world where like so many women are just like they're already just selling their fucking bodies for so like they're just dragging it to a point, man. It feels like such a drag, and like it doesn't feel like we're progressing anywhere. Like I don't think this should be a thing, man. I'm sorry. I am not gay. I don't approve this, not because of the women. It's just like I feel weird. I would feel weird to wake up Monday morning to go to a drive-through and see this fine ass 21-year-old approach me with some yonkers, with some big lonkers, serving me my fucking coffee. But again, it's not just her, it's everybody dressing like that. Is this dude the fucking owner of this fucking place? This perverted ass nigga, this perverted motherfucker. I know that motherfucker's the owner. Most likely. But like, and I also like same to like Hooters and like those other places, but like maybe Hooters and like maybe Hooters is an exception because they're actually wearing clothes. It's just that their cleavage is out. So basically, maybe just don't serve me. Don't serve. I just wouldn't like being served with a woman in a bikini because I just feel like it's just too tempting for a lot of guys. Whether they have self-control or not, it's just too much. It's too much. For a lot of men, they would go to a place like this and they see a fucking woman approaching them with their coffee looking like, I need to find a very good one. Looking like this. Do you guys put this in your fucking tiny little brains? You wake up Wednesday morning, 9:30. You gotta no 8:35. You gotta be at work at 9. You pull in your drive-through. You're in fucking Tempe, Arizona. You're driving your fucking Mercedes Benz or whatever. Yes, hi. Can I have the double espresso with a little bit of fucking sugar? I don't fucking know. Okay, the total will be 562. Okay, bet. Hi. Yeah, here. Just fucking let me get my wallet real quick. Just. There, thank you. Okay. And you're just waiting for your coffee. You know what I mean? You're just waiting for your coffee for a couple minutes, whatever. And then you see her pull out, handing you the coffee. And you're like, oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't drive properly to fucking work for the rest of the day. I would have been either too scared to talk to her because that just happens way too often, or I would have spit some game and tried to like get her number and holla at her, right? Either or. It's too tempting, man. It is a dangerous game. This is such a dangerous game for men. You're just making it hard on yourself. And unfortunately, in an age where a lot of women are selling their bodies for views and for likes and for this and that, it just doesn't look good. If these girls are getting paid a fuck ton of money, that's good, but that doesn't make it seem like, I don't know, bro. I just don't think business like this should be a thing. We love women, man. Trust me, man. It's not about the damn women. Trust me. They're not the fucking problem here. But it's just simply how we're getting it feels like we're just getting blue balled. I'm here to just get my fucking coffee. I don't want to see a fucking half naked woman approach me handing me my coffee and I'm contemplating to talk to her. I have a hard on and now I'm tempted to like make another move. And now you got me in a position where I'm like, shit, I can't do anything about it. I just got blue balled for no reason. Because what a disgusting and men without self control would think. Oh, I'm trying to get some head right now. Oh no, right now, come over here right now. Get the job done. Hold on. I'm gonna park in the parking lot and then just meet me there in a couple minutes. I got you. Men without self control would go absolutely fucking bonkers. Of course, there are men that have self control and, of course, would approach the situation differently. But that still don't change the fact that, like, why do we still have like businesses like this where it's just too tempting? It's too much. It's too revealing, man. Dress like this at the who the fuck is calling me? Who the fuck is calling me? Dress like this at a fucking fucking shut up. Dress like this at the beach. This is beach attire. Whoa. Dude, don't serve me fucking coffee looking like this. You're gonna make me act up. You're gonna make most men act up. Oh, and could you imagine if they had their fucking girlfriends in the passenger seat? Oh, hell nah. Dog, you're gonna start arguments, you're gonna start fights. The man gonna have to just be like, thank you for the coffee. Wait, I need to here. Thank you. You see, babe, like it's fucking weird. Like this fucking what happened? They were half naked. Oh shit! Really? I didn't really interesting. Like man, setting men up for no reason. Setting men Siri, shut up! I didn't call on you. Damn. Setting men up for real, man. Setting men up for real for no reason. For no reason. It's ridiculous. And unfortunately, yes, after the whole situation, yes, he got caught. The woman called the police or threatened to call the police, and then eventually this man went to, I believe, an AutoZone. I heard I went somewhere, and then eventually took his own life a day after, or maybe the day of the incident, because he knew that he was caught on camera. He was gonna get caught by the police, and that he thought his life was over. He thought his life was over. He was embarrassed. He was embarrassed by the moment, and just him realizing that this is going to be on the internet and that people would see that video of him getting caught with his fucking meat exposed or his pants, from the waist down at a drive-thru. He just felt so fucking embarrassed, and he just ended up taking his own life and just thought, there's no solution to this. What is the purpose of living after this? And that's embarrassing. And unfortunately, it ended in such a ridiculous and really bad way, man. I feel so sorry. I also heard that he may have had a wife and kids. Oh man, dude. Clearly he was going through a lot. Clearly he has something. Clearly he's suffering through something. Who God knows what it is that he's suffering and what he's going through or what he went through. Um yeah, man, I definitely don't condone his actions. I definitely don't condone driving naked and pulling up to a, I don't condone him driving naked, public indecency, dick out. That's not the go-to, dog. That's no, you should not be doing that. What the fuck? That's not the move here. But at the same time, as a man, you also feel for him a little bit because it is unfortunately tempting for a man to have to go through a drive-through, and it's not no fucking McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A. He didn't pull up at a fucking Popeyes drive-through. He pulled up to Bikini's Beans, to an industry, a franchise, or I don't know if this is a franchise, but whatever, a place where it's super tempting to get stuck here and think twice about your decision. It's unfortunate, dog. How many fucking places are this in America or around the world? Who knows? But I feel like it just should stop. Let's keep this no reason to be walking around like this in public unless you're at the beach, unless you're at a pool, at home, strip club, like dog, not Monday morning 9:35 on my way to fucking clock in. No. We need to shut these businesses down. We need to shut these businesses down. No, I'm serious. Man, it's hard. It's a tough decision. If I were the one to make the decision, I'm tired of seeing the same fucking photos, but whatever. It's hard to make that decision, but dude, I don't care, man. You're gonna have to make your money somehow, bro. We can't have fucking shit like this, dog. We can't have shit like this, because then there's gonna be more men that are gonna probably do the same thing, and we're gonna feel for them despite them doing stupid decisions in the first place. You know, it just sucks. It sucks, man. It really does suck. I feel for him. Rest in peace to him, man, because yeah, man, ending your own life under no circumstances is that's always a serious, man, and that's always something very um very delicate, and obviously just there was never a real reason to do that, man. There never could be a good enough reason for you to end your own life despite the circumstances, because some have it other harder than others. It is what it is. Some people have it harder than others, but you're just that's just how you're just gonna have to pull through. Like that's what it takes you to do. You're just gonna have to pull through, and that's how it's supposed to be, man. So unfortunately, yeah, it didn't end well for the guy. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to his wife and to his children, if that rumor is true or whatever. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But this shit, like, hell no, we should not be having this. We should not be doing this, bro. Because you would be surprised. And to be honest with you, I would be surprised, or I am actually surprised that I haven't heard shit like this happen before. It has probably happened before. I'm not assuming that this isn't the first time that this has happened before. It definitely cannot be the first time. But for sure, for this to be like big headlines, it was able to cross my fucking Twitter or X timeline big enough. And I know there's humor to it. Obviously, he's without his pants, and the video is a little funny because he just drives off so embarrassed. Like, I didn't want to show the video because I would be laughing a little too much, and then that would make me look like a fucking asshole. But yes, there's both sides here that I understand. I feel for the guy, especially since he's not here with us anymore. That definitely sucks, man. But we gotta cut this shit off, dog. We can't be having this. We can't be having this. It's too much, man. Like, You're not helping society do this, man. You're not helping the women. You're helping them what? Maybe pay the bills, sure, but shit, I don't know. Like, just some girls won't want to have that image. I mean, I'm not saying they're getting forced into it. I would think that these women just want to do it, but do they just want to do it? I, I feel like if you just ask majority of women, or majority, I would think for sure, would they really want to do this? If there was no money, or besides the money, would they want to do this? Besides the pay, would they ever really legit would feel like, oh yeah, I would love to do this? Serve coffee, showing my breasts, or not my breasts, because they're not even old enough to even be considered breasts, because this is not that. But still, ass out, boobs out, legs out, arms, everything, bruh. At this point, you're one step away from showing cooch. Like, it's too much. Nah, man, it's too much. Anyways, let me get the fuck out of here because I've seen a lot too many photos, a little too many than I expected. But anyways, that is that for today's episode. So I lied. We did get to the 125 mark of this episode. I don't know how the fuck we did it. I talk too much. Just yapping and yapping and yapping. But guess what? It's my podcast. I'm the only one here talking. So I gotta talk. It is what it is. I'm sorry. But yeah, that is it for today's episode. There's gonna be more episodes coming out soon. More YouTube videos coming out in the future for sure. We're getting something. We're going somewhere in a new direction. I have some new ideas for the podcast episodes, like just new content, like music with sports related stuff, like some lists. Some of them I could also do them as YouTube videos, but some of them I want to do as their own separate podcast episodes. So I'm thinking of just kind of changing it up. Around this week, I'm gonna see if I can try to get some people in touch to see if we can do the podcast at some point. What I'm saying, maybe I could do one episode with one guest for the month of February. I kind of want to do it once a month, but I'm like, let's be real here. That it wasn't gonna fucking happen. So I would hope maybe by the month of February, maybe by the end of February, I could have a special guest on the podcast. So that's kind of a goal that I kind of want to work on this week, maybe next week as well. More content coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, we got 2 games tomorrow. We got the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. We got the Grammys in a couple weeks. The Pro Bowl. So I will be back next week. So see you guys then. See you guys in a bit. Take care and peace out.